Good night everyone, today is Monday around 10 p.m. New York time, and we're gonna go ahead with the daily technical video day. What a day the dollar have today. The dollar was very big today, and the good thing is that the dollar by day is showing that he's the currency in praise. When we say that is that the dollar should get strong. I mean, it's gonna get strong. Like you guys, many of you guys have no idea that can happen. So, as we normally do in Elliott Wave forecast, as a technique that we use when the market is like it is right now, one of the techniques that we use is that we take the clearer structure in the market. In other words, in Elliott Wave, when you're trading and you got many pairs, as a market correlation, you're gonna go with the clearest structure in the market. In other words, the count that is better performing for the trader. Okay, believe it or not, there are about 3 or 4 of those counts that they have been working perfect for us. But what I mean perfect is that every high, every low is well located. In this case, we're gonna go with the US dollar in the 8-hour chart. For the new guys, we use the 8-hour chart because that's every candle is a session. In that way, we know what, let's say, this candle was in New York, this candle was in Europe, this candle is Asia. So technically, it's a Fibonacci number that should divide the day in 3 times another Fibonacci number because of the 24 hours. So technically, what we should expect for tonight, very easy. This is the count: 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 3. Right now, we should be, compared to last week, we should be here. We should expect a correction lower in the dollar before another leg higher in the dollar. So, having said that, we believe that the dollar just went to the 2618 of the proposal first leg right here, and then the dollar now is gonna trade lower to either 79.17 or 78.84, which is the high of the previous third wave right here. 78.84 is a good, extremely good entry. That's around 135.60 on the 133.60 on the euro. Remember, on the euro, when the euro dollar makes the low, this is 133.60. So don't get surprised to see that bottom now on the euro, the same with this top at support right here. So let's see if the market gets over there, because the market is very strong in favor of the dollar. So with that in mind, this is what we are expecting: a 4 and a 5. Now let's say that we got to the 79 area. If we get to the 79 area, then the dollar should trade higher to the area that we've been mentioning all over the weekend, which is from 80.40 to 80.68, and right there we should find the biggest top that we have since the dollar was around 73, and then we're gonna get a consolidation like this before keep going higher for the final move on the dollar before another big consolidation in the dollar. Now that's on the dollar in the 4-hour. Now, if we take a look at the dollar in 1 hour, this is what we got. As you guys see, 1, 2 to the 2618 by the pit right there. Now, what you expect 3 ways back on the dollar to 78.82, which is 33.60 on the dollar, or on the euro dollar, or the top of this previous wave 4, which is 79.16. My best guess is that between 78.82, 79.16, the dollar is gonna find enough support to keep going higher for one more high before a cycle that started at right here on the low at 77.30 ends, and then another 3 waves of highest degree is taking place. That for the dollar. Now let's keep going and let's move on now to copper. If we go to copper, we can see very clear right here that is ending a move to the downside, that it hasn't decided yet if it's a nest or if like an ending diagonal. It can be both way. It hasn't decided yet, but it's in the 5th way coming from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you guys know, after 5 waves, copper should take a bounce, and then consequently risk should take a bounce. That bounce in copper right here should be the wave 4 that we're talking on the dollar. So you guys can locate the market correlation scenarios right there. Now let's move on to the individual pairs now. On the individual pairs, we're going to start also with the clearest structure in the market. Now, for us, the most clear structure in the market comes in the form of the New Zealand dollar against the US dollar and the Aussie dollar against the US dollar. How we see that? Very easy. It goes 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And then from here, you see the cycle that started 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That cycle is closer right there. Then the next one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's another cycle. Then the next one, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then that cycle is closing as we speak. And that cycle should follow onto 74 area. That should be when at least the New Zealand should find support, and then it's gonna trade higher. Now, if we take a look, in that 74 should represent a bounce, and then that bounce is gonna trade lower again in the wave 5, and that's exactly what we're expecting in the dollar index, guys. Exactly. So for now, the New Zealand is a sell until it gets to 74.03. Now in the short time frame, how we see the New Zealand dollar, let's go very clear right there. In the short time frame, from the top, how do you see it? You go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Wave 3 ended right here, and then from there we should get a bounce tonight that should end around 75.78, 76.27, and that bounce should take the New Zealand dollar to the downside, looking for 74. Keep that in mind. We are resolving a nest 1, 2, 1, 2. We just ended the 3. We need a 4, a 5, 4, and a 5. So keep that in mind, and that should be the path that the clear structure in the market should follow, targeting something around the 74 area like we mentioned here. Now let's see the Aussie dollar. The Aussie dollar, very clear too. We believe that the Aussie is looking minimum to 94.43, which is from the top. You see it 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like a nest. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you close that cycle. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you closing this cycle with a new low. Levels to the downside on the Aussie depends how much it can stand. It can come from something around 94.43, 93.86, and even guys, believe me, even can go like the most that I can see Aussie standing is to 93.30 area. So keep that in mind. The dollar still is gonna get to 80.60. That's an Aussie in the 8 hour. Now going to the Aussie in the 1 hour, we're gonna see this. We're gonna see that from here I see it like this: 1 2 1 2 1 2, a triple nest, and then we got 1 2 3. We should get a 4 to 9 that goes to around 95.47 area, and then from there should do a series of 3 4 3 4 to the downside, when you guys gonna see what we're expecting. The next low should be 93.79, possible 94, then another bounce and now see another low, a series of 3 4, like we are right here targeting an area between 93.30 94.40 area. All right, keep that in mind. Very clear structures right there, guys. Now the dollar CAD, and we're covering the metals now. The dollar CAD is very close to a target that we are proposing around 105.52, and from there most likely we're gonna get a drop. Now what makes me thinking a little bit is that if Aussie got more downside and the New Zealand got more downside and the dollar got more upside, maybe it's gonna extend. And remember, yesterday we mentioned something on the seminar when we went to the dollar CAD, is that even though we are right here, I can see very clear a 5-way move. We haven't reached the 1.618 of the first leg in the dollar CAD in the daily chart right there. So don't get surprised to see an extension after 3 backs that take the dollar CAD to the target, which is 107.04, which is the 1.618 of the first leg. Keep that in mind. Now let's keep moving now, and let's go to cable. Okay, what is cable? Cable is right here, and in cable we keep mentioning this level, this count looks to be correct. What we're expecting now is a move down in cable to around 150.74, and from there we should get a bounce on the E wave of the weekly proposal triangle. How do you see that? It goes right here. We are in a proposal E wave, D wave down. Let me correct this. And then the 50.74, which is the area that we like to go long cable, is that around this area, 52, 50.74 is the trend line right there. Look at the trend line. The trend line right now is at 50, around 50, 40, 50, 30 area. That area should create enough bounce to go higher to at least this around 160 again before dropping. Look, this is being a beauty. We got 3 down, 3 back, and a flat. 3 down, 3 back, and the flat. Amazing beauty of the Elliott Wave principle right there. We regret that we got it here at 164 and we closed the trade. We didn't take the trade, and we mentioned it and we didn't take it, but well, that's part of the trading. Now let's keep going now, and let's go to the euro pound. We're gonna cover the euro pairs now. On the euro pound, what we see is most likely this is the path to follow. When from here we got 1 2 1 1 2 1 2 and a series of 3 4, the 1 2 right here that needs to resolve on the 1 2. Now on the 4 5 right here. So it looks like this pair is looking for minimum 84.42 right there. Otherwise this pair is gonna can go even lower and look for around 84, and in extension can go to 82.77 as an extended wave right there. In the short time frame, on the euro pound, we see this. We see 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2, a 4 nest, and then we got 3 4. We enter right here another 4, another 3. We should get a 4, and it continues. We mentioned today on the room that it was a great selling here, and look, it dropped like 100 pips right there. Now let's keep with the euro pairs. Let's see the euro CAD. With also, we mentioned that was a great selling. I mean, also we mentioned that was a great selling yesterday, and this is showing that we looks like we got A, B, C. Probably we're gonna go higher in the B before going lower. But it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, clear path, clear 5 ways, and at least it declines to around 136 is on the book right there. Now the euro Aussie looks to be in the same path right there, even though we're labeling like a complete 5 ways here. If we take a look at the 1 hour on the euro Aussie, it allows one more high, and it looks like we can be in the wave 4 before going higher here. Alright, now that's for the euro Aussie. And then finally, let's take a look at the euro yen and then the euro dollar. The euro yen, it looks like from here, which is the wave 4, it did 1, 2, 1, 2. Now we are in the wave 4 before going lower to 99.54, 3 backs, and then lower back again. The euro dollar is the one that everyone loves. There we go. We're presenting 3 different counts on the 4 hour. Let me see which one I left right here as a principal. Yeah, this is our principal count on the euro pound and the dollar, euro dollar. We got A, B, Z, W, S. Then we got A, B, and then what we need is 1, 2. It looks like we are in 4 already. That is gonna trade to around 132.80, 133, or 133.60, which is around this low right here, which is that 77.80 on the dollar, I believe. And then from there we should trade lower to around 129.88 area to complete a double zigzag from 145. That's the principle. But we have this count also that we are presenting on the euro, when this is an extra bearish count, which is a nest from 149, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and this count is calling for 129 and change to aims and move that started at 145.78, and then a bounce to 133, 134 area before keep going lower there. On the short time frame, like an hour on the euro dollar, how we see is this. We see that this low most likely ended a cycle, even though another marginal low is possible. But let me take some labels here. Let's say that the low is in place. The reason that the low is in place is because if you take a look from here to here is the 618 of that move, and then that's what I say, that still another marginal new low can be in place. But well, it's breaking outside, because from here I can call like 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. But well, it's a wave 5, but it's breaking out of the channel, the corrected channel. So most likely the euro dollar, what it's gonna do is it's gonna trade higher tonight to either 133, 132.81, 133.58 before continuing lower. That's most likely there. Now, finally, let's take a look at the S&P. On the S&P, as of right now, we're gonna treat it a little conservative. and we're gonna treat it like this, like the S&P is 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's ending like an ending diagonal when he goes 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then the S&P to the downside should be targeting this level right here, 1063, and that level should take the dollar to 80, and that level should, from that level should be a bounce. Now there is a count going back to the euro dollar that everyone loves. That's the S&P, so I'm expecting a bounce on the S&P to minimum, I gotta be honest to you guys, to minimum around 1147 in the next 20 to 48 hours. Now on the euro dollar in the 4 hour, remember that there is a laboring when he is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this is 1, a flat 2, and that's why on the euro dollar there is a count that allow a recovery to 134.24 area, also like in a type of ending diagonal, that diagonal should, if we take a look at it, should not pass 134.50, but that is the 50% of this last leg down. But well, that's an alternative, but I have to mention to you guys. So guys, in general, we see that the dollar is very strong. That's the trend. I want you guys to understand. That's the trend. The dollar is the trend. Now, nothing is in a straight line in Elliott Wave, so we see as a cycle is coming pretty close to the end in the dollar, and we should get at least a drop in the dollar to around, I would say around the 78 area, 78 and change, before we keep going higher. Right? So keep that in mind and see how the trade is going on tonight. Thank you.